I would like to show you the Mede Expert Test Bench, which comprises all our developments and ideas of how the modern common rail injectors and pumps should be tested. We designed this test bench to make it as convenient as possible for the mechanic who is going to use it with maximum comfort, maximum ease of use, maximum the accessibility and universality. Our goal was to maximize universality and functionality when testing all types of common rail injectors and pumps. In our test bench, we used the world's first set of new technical solutions and inventions. No other modern test bench of competitors is equipped with such solutions. The first thing I want to draw your attention to is the compact size of the test bench, regardless of which we can test both car and truck common rail pumps and injectors. Now I want to explain you about the design and the technical solutions of our test bench. The test bench consists of a chamber for pump testing, a chamber for injector testing, casing with all the electronic components and computer equipped with a pull-out shelf for keyboard and a mouse. There are two deep drawers for various tools and accessories. At the bottom of the test bench housing, the test oil tank and the cooling system are located. At the rear part of the test bench housing, the electronic measuring system and all the sensors and valves are located. The users of expensive and famous test benches always face the problem of replacing the fuel filter and cleaning the test oil tank. In our test bench, this problem has been resolved in the following way. The fuel filter is located in an easily accessible place for the mechanic. Test oil tank is equipped with a measuring tube. Measuring tube brackets shows the minimum and maximum levels of the test oil in the tank. There is an additional container for dirty test oil, which pours from the table. Interesting feature of our test bench is that test oil tank can be pulled out in order to be easily cleaned and washed. In this position, the fuel filter and the test oil can also be easily replaced. The test oil tank can be easily emptied using the measuring tube and additional container. The test oil tank can easily be installed back. The electric heater integrated directly into the tank. Near the test oil tank is located test bench cooling system. If necessary, the whole cooling system can be removed through the back panel of the test bench to repair it or to replace the coolant. In the left corner, there is a lubricating oil tank and an oil pump that required to lubricate the tested truck common rail pumps. Mechanics who assemble and disassemble pumps on and from the test benches on a daily basis quite often do this operation with some kind of unnatural positions for the hands, because the access to the conical coupling is quite restricted. In the design of our test bench, we have solved this problem by enabling the flange holder to rotate 360 degrees. But at the same time, in the working position, flange holder can take a rigid fixed position relative to the axis of rotation of the test bench drive mechanism. The Mede Expert Test Bench, the first in the world to use the unique hands-free CR pumps mounting system. Here is a common rail pump attached to the adapter flange. As you see, flange holder holds the adapter flange without fixing bolts or without the hands of mechanic. Adapter flange is possible to turn into the flange holder in order to find optimal orientation of the CR pump. And then secure adapter flange with 2 fixing bolts and attach pump to the drive mechanism. In the same easy manner, the heavy truck common rail pumps are installed. Here is Bosch CP2 common rail pump of Renault truck. And here I have installed it on the test bench. So, in case of such heavy white pump, all competing test benches require at least 2 mechanics. The first mechanic has to keep the pump, and at this time, a second mechanic must tighten the screws between adapter flange and flange holder. On our test bench, only 1 mechanic is sufficient, and he can do this operation very easy. When the pump is installed on the flange holder and its convenient position has been figured out, it can easily be fixed using 2 screws. Next, we need to install the conical coupling. As you see, it's easy to do, because the pump shaft is located in front of the mechanic. We choose the conical coupling we need from the basic kit. Install coupling and screw the nut. Tighten the nut using the coupling retaining tool. When testing is completed, we will need to remove the coupling. For this operation, we can use coupling remover, which is included in the basic kit. We are also the first to use a remover of such design. It grabs the coupling and the coupling is easily removed. Then, the pump should be attached to the drive mechanism of the test bench. To do this, you need to tighten the screw of flange holder, and the screw, the clamp, and the screw, the clamp of drive mechanism. Here the pump is rigidly fixed. Then we need to connect the pipes. It is also easy to do. Our test bench is equipped with quick connectors of low-pressure pipes and in the same convenient way, we can easily connect the high-pressure pipe. Here the pump is ready to be tested. As you see, with all my explanations, it took me not more than 2 minutes to install and attach the pump to the test bench. Think about how much time you waste using your famous and expensive test benches. Quite often the clients require to test a pump that has just been removed from the vehicle in order to know whether the pump is working properly or not. However, in this case, there is a serious risk of damaging the electronic measuring system and the pressure control valves on the rail. The cost of test bench repair will be much expensive than the customer paid for the test of dirty and defective pump. To protect our test bench, we use filter separators. These filter separators can be easily installed on the test bench next to the tested pump. The supply pipe connected to the pump in the regular mode. The back leak pipe is connected to one of the filter separators. And instead of the high-pressure pipe between pump and rail, we connect one more transparent pipe to the second filter separator. We are using the same adapter nut, which is used on the high-pressure pipe, and so we connect the high-pressure outlet from the pump to the filter separator. The software of the test bench has a special step of the running in test. By using this process, we can see everything that is coming out of the pump. In other words, any dirt, swarf. In other words, any dirt, swarf, corrosion and water. It will all be visible in the filter separators. In order to protect test bench return flow from the filter separators doesn't pass through the electronic measuring system and high-pressure rail, and the mechanic is able to immediately stop the running in test if the bad and dirty diesel fuel is coming out of the pump. Using this process, we check the condition of the used common rail pump and at the same time protect test bench from damage. The test bench set of delivery includes a kit of adapters for measuring the transfer pressure of common rail pumps. One of such adapters is now installed on the tested pump. This adapter is connected to one of the 4 pressure sensors of the test bench to check the pressure and conditions of the transfer pump. The next chamber is designed to work with the common rail injectors. Now I want to show how common rail injectors are installed on our test bench in order to be tested. Here we have a universal 6-channel injector holder. It has a few special features, which we are also the first to use. First of all, the nose piece adapter with the sealing rubber is universal. It is suitable for both 7 mm and 9 mm diameter of nozzles. And it seals and forms and surfaces of nozzle nuts, that is flat, conical and spherical ones. So there is no need to change the nose piece adapter to test a different injector. Next, injector clamp, depending on the length of the injector body, can be mounted in 2 different positions. It is clamp position if injectors are short. Another feature of our injector holder is that the holder with rigidly fixed injectors can be turned from the horizontal position to the vertical one. And it can be fixed at any point in between. This allows us easily install any type of injectors to the injector holder without risk to break our hands. Now I am going to show how common rail injector of passenger car is installed on the injector holder of our test bench. The injector is clamped so that the high-pressure inlet connector is located above the propelling screw of the clamper, so this is the correct position. In this position, we can easily connect the back leak pipe and also attach the cable to the injector socket. Then we turn the injector holder to the horizontal position. And move the nose piece adapter to the injector so that the nozzle nose entered into the hole of the nose piece adapter. Then we fix the arm support. We fix the nose piece adapter and we seal the rubber sealing ring. Here we have our nose piece adapter sealed. The next thing we do is turn the injector holder so that the high-pressure inlet connector is directed vertically upwards. The reason why we have developed such a design, there is no need to bend the high-pressure pipe too much. If the high-pressure pipe is already connected to the rail, then we can easily attach it to the injector without bending or damaging high-pressure pipe. Here we have a passenger car injector installed on the test bench and ready for checking. Any car injectors of any manufacturer are installed in this way: Bosch, Delphi, Denso and Siemens Continental. Now I want to show how we can easily install common rail truck injector that does not have its own high-pressure inlet connector. To do this, we need to remove the clamps of passenger injectors. We don't need them right now, so we can store them in the drawer of test bench. We have 21 types of different CRIN adapters, from which we can select the corresponding adapter. We need to install the injector to the adapter. Make sure that the hole of the injector and adapter hole coincide with each other, and then we can tighten a high-pressure inlet connector of CRIN adapter. Next, we need to install the adapter with injector into the injector holder. Fix adapter with a screw. In this position, we can connect the cable. And in this position, it is convenient for us to connect the back leak pipe. Then we turn the injector holder to the horizontal position. So that we can connect the nose piece adapter and seal the nozzle nut. And now, in the same position, we need to connect the high-pressure pipe. Here we connect the high-pressure pipe to the rail. We have connected the high-pressure pipe to the rail and screwed it to the injector being tested. Here we have a truck common rail injector ready to be tested. Our test bench also allows to check the high-pressure control valves. To do this, we have several types of adapters. Choose an adapter that corresponds to the type of the pressure control valve. Install the adapter into the injector holder. Connect the high-pressure pipe between rail and PCV adapter. The same as we did for injectors, we can find the most comfortable position thanks to the injector holder rotation, so that we don't have to bend the high-pressure pipe too much. Next, we can connect the cable to pressure control valve socket.
Соответствующий разъем к клапану экстенду.
And we connect the back leak pipe.
Трубку обратного слива топлива.
As a result, the pressure control valve is ready to be tested. We have not yet finished with the functions of our test bench. If we need to test the assembled rail to check its leakage, if we need to see how the pressure limiter and the pressure control valve work,
Клапан управления давлением топлива.
for this purpose, we have designed the rail holder. It is installed instead of clamp of injectors.
На место крепления инжекторов.
The rail is attached to this rail holder. And all the rail connectors, except one, are blocked with caps, which are also included in the toolkit of the test bench.
Также входит в комплектацию стенда.
We connect the high-pressure pipe between the injector rail of the test bench and to the rail being tested.
Испытываемому, тестируемому.
Then we connect the cable to pressure control valve and the back leak pipe.
Кабель. И подключаем трубку слива топлива.
Here we can start testing of the rail. This is also one of the unique functions of our test bench. As I have demonstrated, and you have seen, the procedure of installing common rail pumps, injectors, rails and pressure control valves on the test bench takes not even minutes, but dozens of seconds. We have designed the Mede Expert test bench to use it with maximum comfort, maximum ease of use, maximum the accessibility and universality. Test bench supplied with a rich set of accessories, flanges, couplings, adapters, pipes and cables. Finally, another unique feature of our test bench is the software with the databases.
Программное обеспечение с базами данных.
On the start screen, we can choose a pump test or injector test. If we chose a pump test, then we can choose the manufacturer and pump part number. As you see, the database contains information about 974 part numbers of Bosch pumps. And it is not just simply the pump numbers. There is information about the car manufacturer, car model, engine volume, direction of rotation, catalog number of the pressure control valve and the metering prop valve, and also alternative part numbers of this pump. As you can see, in addition to the list of pumps database contains a mini catalog. The same concerns the Delphi pumps. There are 153 pumps on the list. We can see the information about the car manufacturer, car model, direction of rotation, inlet metering valve. If the common rail pump is equipped with a transfer pump, venturi valve, pressure limiter or temperature sensor, what kind of adapter is used to measure the internal pressure of the transfer pump? We have the same database of 197 denser pump. It is shown in which the vehicle used this pump and all of its data, including the number of the suction control valve. And there is the information about 24 part numbers of Siemens Continental pumps with explanations where this pump is used, catalog numbers of the pressure control valves, volume control valves, and so on. One more interesting thing about our database is that if you choose any pump, then each step of the first page has a detailed instruction of how the pump should be installed on the test bench. how the adapter of volume control valve looks like,
Адаптер для клапана контроля наполнения.
where the supply pipe is connected, where the back leak pipe is connected, to which fitting of the test bench we should connect the measuring tube of the internal pressure. If the same way it is done for any Delphi pumps,
Для любых насосов Delphi.
DFP1, DFP3, DFP6. In the same way it is done for any Bosch pumps. Please note that we can choose the number of the pump from the list. But the list is very large. Only Bosch pumps we have 974 of part numbers. But we can just enter the part number into the search window and easy to find a pump that we are going to test. Here information has come up on the screen. There is the information on the vehicle, pump test parameters, and a detailed description of how this pump is installed and how it is then tested. The injector tests are programmed as follows. There is also a search window. If we have chosen any injector, for example Bosch, we can activate from 1 up to 6 test lines to simultaneously test up to 6 injectors.
Мы можем активировать либо деактивировать от 1 до 6 испытательных линий.
The page layout is designed so that one page is constantly showing the data on the test name, pressure, time of impulse, fuel delivery, and back leak fuel amount. And all the results for all the tested injectors are on the one page at the same time. There is no need to change the pages on the screen if you forgot what is the result of the test number 3 or the injector number 5. For example, all test parameters and test results of all the injectors are on the same page. Our test bench also has a procedure of codifying the Delphi injectors. In other words, we can not only test a Delphi injector, but also perform C2I or C3I coding and get a code which we will further need to enter to the electronic control unit of the vehicle. This is our Mede Expert Test Bench, one universal solution for all types of diesel services.